Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. I am the apostle and pastor of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated, and my beliefs are deeply rooted in the ATRs, the long guys out there. To those that this is your first time in my life, one of the things I teach on my platform is universal laws because they apply and applicable to each and every one of us. To each and every one of you guys, thank you so very much for your continued support of my platform and also my website. I want to say to my melanated brothers and sisters, this is a great opportunity for you to learn how to grow and to develop in your spirituality. One thing that I try to tell melanated people that when it comes down to African traditional religions, they are here to develop your Ache. They're here to develop the energy, frequency, and vibration. Whether you are earth sign or whether you're fire sign or whether you're a water sign. What's up there, Ryan? Good morning, Demetrius. Good morning, Bo. I don't know what YouTube done changed something, but I like it. One of the things I'm going to be talking about this morning, and hopefully that means you can tune in, or if not, you can replay this video. I want to say first of all, thank you and salutations to my madrina, to my padrino, and to my Oba, and to all of my brothers and sisters in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Palo, and Mystic, and Achi. To each and every one of you guys, I want to say also hello to Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, and Virgo. Hello and good morning to each and every one of you guys. As above, so below, we're talking about Venus energy. I like to say Venusian. To each and every one of you guys, this is going to help many. What's up there, Triron the Air Race in the house? What's up, Jeremy? This is going to help a lot of you, not only your personal devotion and practice of your eternal energy, but this is going to help those that are going to be in the class, our psychic class on Saturday. One of the things I'm very proud of when it comes down to my spirituality is that I had the opportunity to be trained. I had the opportunity to be guided. I had the opportunity to be disciplined. I had the opportunity to be chastised. I had the opportunity to watch other spiritual people operate and execute their workings. And I have a mad I have a mad respect for the elements. I've seen the fire, what fire can do. I've seen what air can do. I've seen what water can do. I've seen what earth can do. And the fifth element, which is storm, I've seen what it can do. And I learned that and saw that at a very young age. And I'm going to thank you for hitting that like button as you come in. A lot of you have lack respect of your element, and you lack respect of how that element relates to you. And one of the things I want to do is I don't want to make it about voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Christianity. What's up, my Monique 444, Cancer in the house. Raina, my Gemini. See, I still got to think about it because I've been calling your name wrong so long. So I still got to think about it, but I got it. All right? But much love to each and every one of you guys. I want to talk about how the laws of attraction work with energy and manifestation, and why it is so important that you start understanding what real magic is, what real conjure is, the premise and the purpose around why those sciences were even developed. Yes, people can use those sciences for many different things, and far from the purpose or the intention of its creation. And you got to understand that. And so therefore judging the practice or the tradition based on the people that choose to use it one way or the other is unfair. To respect something, you have to understand the foundation of it and the intent of it and the intention and the purpose of why it was even created in the first place. Not how people have utilized it through the millenniums and the ages, but it's so intentional. And this is where you see the purpose of it, the good of it, and the benefit of it. I want to talk about, my subject is relatable, relating relationships. And no matter how much I discuss certain needs for certain virtues and certain needs for certain levels of determination or certain needs for to study, to show yourself approved, or the practicality, even when it comes down to your magic. And the reason why, when depending on your element, you don't find as an air sign, what's the point of connectivity? Or as a water sign, you don't find the relevancy of being able to think things out instead of feel them out. Every sign has issues with the other element. And in order for you to develop in your wholeness, you have to have an interaction with every element. And you have to learn the teachings of each element, because each element brings something very, very different to a manifestation. And I said, relatable, relating relationship. And how this relates to magic and content. I'm going to explain. First of all, relatable is having the ability to relate to something else, enabling a person to feel that which can relate to someone or something. The reason why I speak the way that I speak, and what people don't like about fire signs, is that I get to the raw of why you got a problem. You shouldn't have a problem, but you do have a problem. When I was in the church community, no matter how I developed and they were able to relate to the gifts that I had, because how they define those gifts outside of the church, they demonize those gifts. My point to many people, as I have journeyed through my path, even through Haitian voodoo, even though they can relate to the laws that are in my life, because I do not speak Creole, you found me unrelatable. I want to help somebody. The reason why when people see me operate in Palo, they relate to the Impungos. They're drawn in because of the Impungos. But because I'm not relatable, because I don't look like them, I don't talk like them. When I crowned twice in Ocha, and they can relate to the Orishas, but I myself an unrelatable person. Because it's not about the energy. It's about how they have comprised certain aspects of that same tradition and made it relative to them. Because if it was about the Loas, I'm relatable. If it's about conjure, I'm relatable. If it's about magic, I'm relatable. If it's about experiences in life, I'm relatable. When you find it hard to relate to somebody like me that have diversified gifts and ability and the understanding of energy, frequency, and vibration, it is a personal thing. Are you hearing me? Because if it's all about Gabriel, Michael, Uriel, Raphael, Hanel, Sesha, Camille, Cassiel, Samael, if it's all about Xenophon and Metatron, I am very relatable. If it's about the Kabbalah, I'm very relatable. If it is about Egyptology and Kemet and Necromancy, I'm very relatable. If it's about being a man, I'm relatable. If it's about being a woman, I'm relatable. If it's about energy, frequency, and vibration, if it's about bisexuality and gay, I'm relatable. Because you can be, I'm androgynous. You choose not to relate because it doesn't fit your perception. Magic is not about your individual perception because it's limited. And magic, energy, frequency, vibration is everywhere, in all things, and around all things. And if you were really trying to learn magic, energy, frequency, you don't have to stop being a Christian. You don't have to stop going to church. You don't have to leave Ifa, voodoo, Santa. You can get everything you need within the confinements of that vortex. But because you're not relatable, and you choose not to relate to what is obvious, what is intentional. So let me say this. To relate, by definition, means to make or show a connection between, to feel sympathy with or identify with. You can relate. When you say you can relate to something, that means you can identify with it. When you're talking to somebody that because you're not the same pigmentation and therefore they can't relate because you don't look like them, even though you have the same desires and ambitions that they can relate to, they choose not to. It's no different than in racism. This mindset keeps you from embarking in other aspects of your energy, your frequency, your vibration. The reason why many of you have, let me tell y'all something. Fire signs can relate to my power. Water signs can relate to my connectivity to the Mother Earth and to Father Sky and the universe. A earth sign can relate to my practical ways of dealing with magic. An air sign can relate to my intelligence of spirituality. But you yet struggle. Because through your element, you see the same person, but you see me through the perception of your element. And therefore, because you already struggle with the other elements, you see issues with me, even though I reflect all energy. I can relate to all energy. I wrote down here, I said, you don't want to be, a fire sign doesn't want your energy to be challenged. Air sign, you don't want your intention to be challenged. You don't want it to be purified, because the intention determines, and every air sign knows that wherever intention is, that's where the energy. This is why people get accused. Gemini are always trying to get intention, but that's their power. But when that intention, why you wanted that intention, becomes up under a magnifying glass, Now we understand the purpose of why you were trying to draw the attention. It changes everything. And a lot of times you don't like your energy to be up under fire. Then you got water signs. They don't want their emotions to be clarified. A water sign don't want you to know how they feel unless they want you to know how they feel. And when you're around a fire sign, this is why a lot of people have problems with me. I'm a seer. I know why you feel what you feel, even though I don't agree with how you feel. And those water signs, they struggle with that because they don't want their emotion to be clarified. Earth sign, you don't want your works to be tested. You don't want your practicality to be challenged. You don't want it to be revived. I don't care if you're a cardinal sign. I don't care if you're a fixed sign. I don't care if you are a mutable sign. When a earth sign energy and they set out to do something, they don't have any intentions of changing, even if it's not gonna work. There's so much to gain out of each element, but you don't. I was thinking about my grandmother, but she's a Sagittarius, and one of the things that my spiritual dad said about her, he said they giving her all that power, but they're not teaching her how to use it. He said that to me, and I was offended. I was offended, but I didn't disagree. See, you can love somebody, and you have a relationship with that person. But I had to I had to take notes because I was a fire sign. Having energy and not knowing how to use that energy is dangerous. Everybody can see the danger in a fire sign. Whether it's an Aries, whether it's a Leo, or whether it's a Sagittarius. Oh, they dangerous. You got to watch them fire signs. But I wrote down here, because you have the inability to respect elements, you don't see the danger in your air element. As an air sign, you're dangerous too. Because if your intention is not right, that energy that flows behind your intention is not right either. Water signs, you're dangerous too. Because if you become over emotional, you're blinded to the truth. Do you hear me? Earth element, you're dangerous too. Because when you get set in your mode, you're unchangeable. And you don't care who it hurts. You don't care who get affected by it. Because you're going to do what you got to do. Just the point I'm trying to make is when you are relatable, when you are able to relate in relationships, you benefit from those relationships. You prosper from those relationships. And it no longer becomes about the tradition, Haitian voodoo, or the tradition, Lakumi. It becomes about being able to relate to energy, frequency, and vibration, no matter what outfit it comes in. When you're doing conjure, you should be able to relate into somebody else's practice. I may not know your gods, I may not know your pantheons, but I understand Aphrodite because I can relate to that through Oshun. See, you don't have to practice somebody else's tradition to be able to relate to it, to find it relatable. I'm not a sports fan. I'm not somebody that you come to my house that I'm gonna have on sports unless it's tennis. But I still can find something to relate to when I watch football. See, you don't have to have a infinity for something, to be able to relate to it, to find it relatable, being able to identify with it. When we talk about in the Bible that we have not a high priest that has not been touched by our infirmity, that means that priest or priestess can relate to the conditions that we're going through. What's up, my Shamari? This is important to your development. If you want to read people, you got to be able to relate to people. I'm going to say it again. If you want to read people and come up with the right solution for their life, then you're going to have to relate to that and not judge what you see or perceive or what you pick up. In order to help that individual, you have to be relatable. That means you have to be having somebody with experience. You have to be somebody that has gone through something, that you are relatable. And not just when you're going through suffrage, but also relatable when you're going through triumph. The highs and the lows help you become relatable. Huh? The areas of peace in your life and the areas of chaos in your life help you to be relatable. When people struggle with me, it's because they're trying to control my energy and how I operate, but I'm still relatable. I'm able to relate to water signs. I'm able to relate to earth sign. I'm able to relate to air sign and my fire sign. I am even able to relate to people that are here on the earth realm. But I'm not here to change my energy. I'm going to say that again. I'm not here to change my energy, my frequency, or my vibration. You are searching so hard to find something wrong with me. What is the evil me being relatable to gay men and gay women? What is the evil in me being relatable to people in a struggle? What is the evil in me dealing with the unlearned? Because I'm relatable to the rich, they don't want me to deal with the poor. Because I'm relatable to the powerful, they don't want me to deal with the weak. Huh? Because I'm potent in my endeavors. I'm knowledgeable. The intelligent don't want me to deal with the ignorant. What's wrong with me being a vessel, being utilized, that people can find where they relate and that I'm relatable? You are turning that into a negative. Just like I can address women because I'm relatable, just because I relate to men, does that make me an enemy of both sides? I've had men, oh, why are you telling them women that? Why are you giving them that? Women sitting over, why are you telling them our secret? Because I'm relatable. I want relationship. And you're not after a relationship. You're after winning in a partnership. Because if you are after a relationship, you would want to be relatable. And you would want to know how to relate to your partner. If you want to relate. I'm here to talk to melanated people. Because the struggle is real. You want me to be able to relate to your financial problem, your love problem. But you don't want to relate to accountability of reasons why you have those problems. You think everybody should give their knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and their skill set for free. But you want to be paid for everything that you do. If the systems of this world was set up like that, fine. But we know that's not true. So it's irrational for what you're saying. But basically, you want me to go through everything that I'm going through and just hand it over to you. And you ain't going to respect it. You ain't going to give me homage. You're not going to give me praise for it. You're going to just take what I have suffered, sacrifice for, and give me nothing in return because you don't respect the law of reciprocity. No. No, sir. No, ma'am. If you want relationship and you doing love spells and conjure spells and you want peaceful homes, a lot of that ain't got to do with magical spells. I got my earth sign. Some of y'all, I got some, it just irks me. Because you do fucked up stuff as an earth sign. And you still want people to overlook the bullshit that you do. Because it ain't what you did, it's how you did it. And you can't find it in your heart for an apology, to reconcile, to bridge that earth that you shattered. And you're not trying to listen at anything because earth is absorbing. You water signs. You do fucked up shit because you were emotional. You were feeling a certain type of way. And you damage your connection with people. And you want people to embrace that connection as though nothing happened. Air signs. The way that you think, your intentions are fucked up. And you don't think that that's going to damage your relationship. Your mindset of how you perceive things. All because it is right in your head. It don't mean it's right for other people. But if you were trying to relate to people, and let me talk about fire sign. Huh? Your energy is fucked up. You want to throw magic and energy at everything. Everything you do, even with the things you see, doesn't mean that everybody, listen to me, fire sign, sometimes what you see is for you. You don't have a right to try to change somebody else's energy. You can see something for somebody all day long. They have a right, and then that Bogarting ass attitude you got, we damage relationship through our own elements. And we don't, as melanated people, we don't want correction. We don't want chastisement. We don't want accountability. We just want to learn how to be. What's the purpose of you being able to, because all psychic is being able to pick up on energy through your senses. If you ain't gonna fix the problem, if you're not here for solutions, then why develop your psychic ability? The more I'm looking into my client's situation, the more I see the fucked up. Let me tell you something, ladies. When you choose to go after a man's manhood and you don't want him, you want to check him like that, understand that changes your relationship. That doesn't change his love for you. And I'm talking to I want also gay men. When you act like your mammy and hit that man beneath the belt, I want you to know that changes y'all relationship. You think all this fucked up shit ain't gonna change your relationship? It ain't gonna disten your relationship. It's not gonna weaken your connection. It's not gonna make it hard for y'all to reason mind to mind. You don't think that's gonna bring distrust in your relationship? Because if you really cared about the relationship, you would try to be relatable. You would try to relate to that other individual. It's called compromise. It's not called giving up. It is trying to strengthen a relationship that you deem valuable. That's why you got guys can fuck up relationship and burn down bridges with your tatas, mumbos, and hoogans. I'm not severing relationships that I don't have to sever. I'm not weakening connections that I have with people, places, and things because you got somebody walking with me got fucked up ways. I watch y'all. I talk to y'all. I'm relating to you. I want to know, do you really want relationship? Because you're missing every part of that but the ship. You want to be on the same ship with somebody, but you don't want to be able to be relatable. You don't want to be able to relate to them. So you don't want a relationship, you just want a ship. And that's far something different. So when you wonder why you keep attracting the type of people, places, and events in your life, it's because of your energy. Whether that energy is coming from your heart, whether that energy is coming from your mind, whether that energy is coming from your actions, it's all energy. If you don't want those type of manifestations in your life and you want those patterns to discontinue, then you need to do something different. You may admire somebody else, but the way you get your money is going to have you causing their life problems. This is when people that's illegal try to deal with people that's legal. You have to determine who you want to relate to, why you being relatable, and what ship that you're going to choose to be. This is why I tell people when it comes down to my ministry. You have a right as an individual sovereign soul to determine what ship you are going to be on. You have a right to determine whether you want to join a tribe, a covenant, a elite. That's well within your right. What you don't have a right to do is try to change the purpose and the mandate of that particular tribe or covenant because you can't relate. You choose not to be relatable. Everybody that have a complaint about me talking about sex, even though it's relatable, even though they can relate to it, they got a real problem because I can articulate it better than them. I can represent it better than them. My measure is greater than them. See, it's not that I'm not the shit. Because if they had half what I had, they would expect the same thing. That's why you know people's intentions are not right. That's why I know how. That's why I can really say in the Palo community, y'all about a bunch of bullshit. I'm not saying that because Palo itself is bullshit. The people. Because if you are here to relate to the Impungos, you can embrace me. I don't have to speak your language for you to embrace me. For you to give me proper honor, I don't have to speak your language. I don't have to speak Creole. Long as the laws are manifesting. That's all you should be concerned about. Because if it's about how you got to set shit up on your altar, don't mean I got to set it up that way. Because I'm not you and you ain't me. I'm not replicating. That's one thing my spiritual dad taught me. See, I'm different than you. Because my spiritual dad told me to watch him execute his ceremonies, his rituals. He said, but you're going to develop your own style. See, I had the privilege of understanding he didn't want me to look like, even though you can hear his teachings in me, even though you can see some of the aspects of that, but I was there to coin my own energy. The greatest thing that I can ever do for you is to evolve you into your own individuality. Yes, you're going to relate to my teaching. Yeah, you're going to relate to my rituals. But you yourself, see, again, for the ones in the back. My spiritual dad never tried to make me become him. Even though he was showing me all kind of shit. And that's why our relationship lasted what it is. It's the same thing that they're astounded with me and Pedrino Michael. Because I'm relatable. I can relate to what he's going through. He's 30 years old and got all that power in Lakumi. He told me, he said, Godson, he said, I don't know any other religion, but you got more than one religion. But this is the religion, and he is the Michael Jackson in his religion. And I can relate to that fame because I come from a famous family. I also know people that are after fame. It's not what you think it is. And when people that are famous tell you that, you don't want to hear. See, when you obtain the all eyes on me from Tupac, that means they don't own you. That's why they say Whitney Houston got to duck down in a car because she's famous. She can't go to a park in peace. She can't go to McDonald's in peace because she's famous. See, there's a trade-off of energy when you change your vibration and frequency. I got a lot of peace when I was working at UPS. Because the only thing they saw me as is the UPS driver. And that's what I liked about it. When I go to an orgy, they don't know I'm Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. They know that's the nigga with some dick. I don't mind people perceiving me in the confinements of an area. Because when they know all of this exists, people change. Why do you think kings and princes always derobe themselves? Why do you think gods and goddesses disguise themselves? Because they don't want you to respond to them as a deity. They want you to respond like you would do any other person. That's why that spirit came to me as a beggar. Because that spirit wanted to know what I was going to do and how I was going to relate And how was I going to mistreat this man because he was a beggar? Deities and spirits show up in all colors, sizes, and pigmentation. That's what a lot of you don't know. Because you ain't after relationship. You would, if you had relationship with your deities and your egoons, you would see them manifesting in other things than the form you're accustomed to. I want to teach you real magic. Huh? You should be able to recognize Centella not just by the cauldron. You should be able to recognize her in nature. You should be able to recognize her in the universe. If you were truly a devotee of Ezeli Domtor, you will recognize her not only at her altar, but her in the cosmos. But you don't recognize her. And you don't recognize things that relate to her. See, when I first got to this, I thought Oshun was gonna. There were so many bees in the back of my house. This same house. Because I wasn't recognizing Oshun. I saw them as pests. I saw them as something that was destroying my tree that I spent my goddamn money on that I planted. What Minister Mario planted. I ain't playing shit. The reason I know you don't know what you don't know, because I done been there too. Because I wasn't relating them in nature. When certain things start happening around me, now I'm relating more because I wasn't that deep into Ocha like that. When you're doing hoodoo or voodoo or obia, it's still nature based. And depending on depending on the egun or the ancestors you're working with, do you know what relates to them? Or only time that you can relate to your God or your goddess, it's got to be in the confinement of your perception of them. So if they took on another form, you wouldn't even recognize them. That means you're not in relationship. And you're not investing time in that relationship. And this is why I tell people you don't want relationship, because there's work required in relationship. You want to draw people energy into your life. You want to draw people to your business, but you don't have no intention of servicing them well, and you have no intention of doing them right. You want better business, but you don't want to do business better. You want intellectual conversation, but you want somebody to play fool for you. So you don't want intellectual conversation, because I don't have to think like you for you to respect my stream of thought. How can you be a water sign that don't have respect for my connection? That means other things are going on. You should have no problem supporting this platform, because it's relatable and I relate. And I understand why you got the struggle. You don't understand how I can have a connection like that and not progress a relationship with you. Because the only reason why you want that connection with me is to defile me. Everybody that seeks a connection does not seek that connection for the purpose of relationship. That's why I keep some of y'all at a distance. Because you will try to mess up everything going on in this system over a connection that you have no intention of doing your part in that connection. Some of y'all got connections because of default. That means you got bloodline connections, and you think you don't have to behave because we blood. You think you don't have to respect who I am because we blood. I told you, we got to talk grown up. It's too much going on. It's too many people that are practicing. And let me explain something to you. I don't have a problem with you challenging me. I just want you to be prepared for the recourse. I don't have you a problem that you trying to outwit me with that emotional intelligence. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem. I'm an avatar. I master all 5 elements. And notice I said master. I'm not practicing. I'm executing each element. And that's why I have a personal love for each and every person, even though they are not worthy of their own element. And they make themselves not worthy because they don't respect the relationship of their own element. And not to gain knowledge, wisdom, and understanding because somebody else has another element. Where's the wisdom in that? You can learn something from fire, respecting energy. You can learn through air the intelligence necessary to manifest, understanding the power of intention. You can learn connectivity through the water and being able to connect to various realms and entities and animate objects and inanimate objects. Earth, the practicality of manifesting physical interaction and building structures. All that's good. All that's magic. You would know that if you were really trying to have a relationship. You're not even trying to have a relationship with yourself, but you want to be in relationship with somebody else. It don't take me long to read people, their energy. I always start with their intention. Because their intention is going to tell me where they're going to take their energy. I've told people, I say, I don't have a problem with your zeal for spirituality. I have a problem that you don't respect process. See, you don't have to put somebody's fire out or their energy out in order for them to develop. I have a respect for your intellect. But you always trying to manipulate people with that air element. Because you don't want to do certain things, so you try to convince other people to do it for you. I got a problem with that. Because if you don't want to do it, why would the next person want to do it? When you abuse your connection, water signs. Because that's mama, because that's daddy, because that brother, because that sister. That means you don't value. Every Sunday else, you don't value your connections. Earth signs, you don't have a happy home. You have a home. You got plenty of shit by yourself. You a hermit for a reason. It's not because you don't want anybody in your house. You feel like because what you have provided, you don't have to be emotional. You don't have to be intellectual to them. You don't have to show energy or passion. You done lost your goddamn mind. Now you riding in a brand new $400,000 car. And nobody want to be in there with you. You don't afford and accumulated all this wealth of material things. And you in your big old mansion by your goddamn self. Where is the glory in that? So that means that we all need balance. We all need connectivity. We all need intelligence. We all need energy. We all need practicality. I don't care who you is. I could not be as great as I am right now if it wasn't for my mother. Cause that chick believe in practicality. But she also don't know how to live. And I told her, I said, Mama, I'm gonna show you how to enjoy life. She like to hoard stuff. My uncles, whoever buy her something, she have it to Jesus get back. If I die today or tomorrow, and my kids come in here and there's a tag on my drawers, my shirt, my suits, whatever I got, it was by accident. It was not, I want y'all to know, if a tag was still on it, that's even down to a towel. That's even time to the bed sheeting. I promise you, sir and ma'am, hear me right now. Hear the testament of Chief Apostle. It was unintentional because I intend to enjoy every goddamn thing that God blessed me with. I want the nectar. I want the blood from the turnip. I want to enjoy. Because if I work hard for it, I'm going to enjoy it. What good is it having something and you're not enjoying or savoring? You just got it. And what the hell is that? You don't, you got dick and nuts or pussy and you just don't have no passion. You don't have no passion. All this going on and you can't reciprocate passion. Then why you having sex? And some of y'all, you so transactional in where you deal, there's no feeling. I give you some, you gave me some. Just like that. And that's it. And you were wondering why people ain't coming back for that shit. You become, if I can't find nobody else. I promise you, sir, man, you don't want to be that person. They don't look high and low and you just... That's what's wrong with some of y'all gays. That man did not want you. And let me break that down. You stayed there till it was nothing left. You done burned up 14 gallons of gas trying to spin the block, trying to wait him out. And all of a sudden you telling all your other friend, oh, he want me. You the last call for alcohol. He just looking around. Ain't nothing else. And because he want to have some sex, everything he wanted, he didn't get. Don't play with me, y'all. I'm Apostle Samuel Jr. I'm the chief. I done been there, done that. Don't play these games like you want so much out of a relationship. And you ain't trying to be relatable, and you ain't trying to relate. So how you gonna deal with nature and its energy and its frequency and vibration if you can't relate to it? You have the same attitude when it comes to energy. And that's my thing is, who do you think you are? You got all this press release about yourself. But when people get around you, it ain't much there. I learned from watching other relatives that I related to. I don't want somebody to be in a relationship with me and it ain't that much to me. I want to have depth in my relationship. I want to have substance in my relationship. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence, the receipt of things not yet seen. If you had real relationship, you wouldn't have to see it. You got the receipt because it was their word was given to you. They're gonna handle it. You want me to rush my spirits, my ego, my Orisha, my Loas, my Mpunga, and treat them like you treat people. And you treat energy. And you want me to damage my relationship? I think not. I think not. Good morning. TikTok doing something different. I like it. I mean not TikTok, but YouTube. Let me tell y'all something. There's great power in relationships. I kid you not. But when you are refusing to do your work to relate and to be relatable, that depends on what measure that you have. I got a Taurus dealing with a Virgo, but you don't want to respect the same element, the same value that you hold dear, this other person holds dear. See, this is what I don't like about people. If I'm gonna want people to respect the hustle that's on the inside of me, then even when I dislike somebody, but they got that same hustle or greater or less, but the hustle, I'm less than a person because I want people to respect my hustle, but I don't want to respect the next man's hustle. If I want you to respect what I done work for, I'm gonna respect what you work for. When I say you full of shit, I'm explaining why you full of shit. I'm not here to tell you what your values are. I am here to say if that's your value, then you should value that in any person, place, or thing. That's universal. Because if it's about power, I got that. If it's about intellect, I got that. If it's about connectivity, I got that. If it's about practicality, I got that. What's the problem? And I know if you got a problem with me, you got a problem with these other elements. Therefore, you're not worthy for a relationship. You think, let me explain something, y'all, melanated people. If you a woman and you want to be a fucking man, then be a man. I don't care what you want. You ain't gonna walk around with a pussy. And because you a baritone, you sound like a man, you still ain't no man. And if you don't respect your femininity, and you think that you can deal with men the way other men deal with men, that ain't a they problem, that's a you problem. And you need to find you some pussy that want a female acting like a man. Just like black men need to find a white woman that want to be black. Sir, if you want to be a pussy in this life, you have every right to be a pussy. But look for somebody that want to fuck some pussy. And you will have a great relationship. Because you will be relatable and you will know how to relate. Y'all want to be in relationship with people that you're trying to change. And that's why your relationship don't work. It ain't nothing wrong with relationship. You're not relatable. And you're not trying to relate. This ain't about settling. I can eat every day and not eat spicy food. I can be nourished every single day and not appeal to your culture. If that's not what my appetite is calling for, I don't have to be in a relationship. I can relate. I can be relatable. All I'm trying to tell melanated people is what's important is that you learn how to understand your energy, your frequency and vibration, and then you will become relatable. You will be able to relate to other people, places, and things that even if they don't practice your particular element. How you gonna dishonor the same attributes that is in another person, place, or thing, but you want it to be honored and respected in you? You don't think that's a mental problem? If I see another 5-person or 5 energy that's operating and they all about their power, I'll be a self-hating chief apostle Eli. If I value power or energy, frequency, and vibration, then I should respect that in every person, place, or thing. Just because I sit there and count the cost, whether I got enough power, I got enough measure to override your power, that don't mean I disrespect it. That means I leveled up on your ass. That's what that means. But I still gonna have respect for you as a warrior. But I'm still gonna have respect for you as a fighter. I'm still gonna have respect for you as a go-getter. That ain't gonna change. I can defeat you all day long. I'm a better player. But I'm gonna respect you as a player. Y'all ain't trying to hear me today. Huh? You can't be a self-hating ass person. The very thing that you like about you, you should like about other people. I'm a talkative person. How am I going to talk about somebody else talking ass? What I get a problem is you talking about people business that you shouldn't be talking about. Because I'm talkative, but I don't talk about people business. Because I got a Scorpion in my chart. I know the value of secrets. What's up, my Sagittarius from Detroit? So you are attracting the very energy, the very patterns that you have. But you don't recognize it in other people, which make that you are unrelatable. How you are air sign and you unrelatable to intellect? How you a water sign and you are unrelatable to connectivity? You want your connection to your family to be respected, but you don't want to respect the connection of other people in their family tree. That because you able to relate to me, because me and you got mama issue, don't make us compatible. Because our patterns are different. See, I have never said, and my spiritual dad corrected me with that bullshit that I was doing when I was 13. Oh, I want my mama to love you. Love? Your mama love you. Because she ain't doing what you want her to do. See, you redefine love based on what you expect. And that, sir and ma'am, is misleading. So I don't question my family love for me. Because I growed out of that shit when I was still a child. How people operate and relate in life, a lot of time ain't got nothing to do with love. Y'all like to use that love thing to justify your fucked up behavior and how you respond to them. You want to make it about love so it justifies the crap that you do. Oh, he ain't never loved me. Bitch, I love you. I wasn't gonna let you control me or manipulate me or cause me to walk down a pattern that I was not destined to walk down. If he would have loved me, he would have still been here. No. You wouldn't have been here, I wouldn't have been here. Because I'd have killed you. Y'all say stuff that don't make no sense, and you don't want your ideas and your patterns to be challenged. This is why we can't be in healthy relationships. Women out here thinking because you make money that you the boss. Well, you shouldn't ever complain about the man when he was making money. That's some fucked up shit. If you felt like as a woman because you didn't have the resources that you have now, that you still was valuable and to be respected as a human being because you had feelings, then why the fuck you gonna mistreat this man because you are in money marketing and you making all this money? That don't make you more of a man. That means you're a more resourceful woman. But aha, you never had problems with what he had. You had problems with his position. See, you got to know when a bitch being a problem, male or female. Sometimes it ain't about you think my powers are demonic. It's my position you got a real problem with. And why him and not you? See, a lot of people betray your ass not because they want your power, they want your position. They want your they want your attention. They want the eyes that have it for you. They want that for them. And without earning it, they will undermine everything you're doing with passion, with vigor. And them kind, I slam their ass to the ground. You can be a relative of mine. Everybody thought they were worthy to sit on the throne after my grandma. Everybody thought they can do it better. Everybody thought that. And when they got their ass up on that throne and that responsibility start kicking their ass, and because a lot of y'all think it's about money. You ain't gonna be a better person because you make more money. If you ain't got that in you when you broke, creditless, you ain't gonna have that in you when you get credit and you get some money. You was a nasty motherfucker when you were poor, and you gonna be a nasty motherfucker with you rich. When you were uninitiated, you were an asshole. And you get initiated, you gonna be an even bigger asshole. It's not the religion. This is why my mother said, you make money, don't let money make you. You make energy, power through alchemy. Don't let that power and energy make you. I understand. And I told some people, if you wasn't thinking you were on the level with me, you wouldn't have a problem with me saying what I'm saying to you. Oh, Apostle, I don't think I'm gonna. Yes, you do. You high-minded just like I am. See, I don't let people pull bullshit with me. The opposite of a Sagittarius is a Gemini. Let a Gemini tell you they ain't high-minded, they lying their fucking ass off. We just manifest through different elements. I manifest through fire, you manifest through air. But we think alike. We just manifest differently. You let a Virgo tell you that they ain't like a Pisces, when y'all direct opposite, y'all relate. I couldn't convince my mother nothing. That she was doing the exact same thing. She had the exact same feelings that my uncle had. He was Pisces. I used to work it. It's just that he did it different. He was a water sign. And the reason I had a more connection with him because my rising sign Pisces. Oh, he ain't what the people think he is. Neither are you. The reason Virgos, they want you to know what they want you to know. And they cover their tracks. Just like you calling him out for his camouflage, you camouflaging too. When you able to relate and you're relatable, you able to see the dots, how they connect. My sister was going off of my mom because she didn't understand how my mother didn't see I was doing the same thing she do. But the difference is my mama did it for her family and I did it for the community. And that's the same problem she had with my grandmother. When you don't understand relationship, and that you have to be relatable and able to relate, then you mess up the relationship. And now you don't have the type of relationship that you actually desire because you don't know how to behave in your energy and you don't know how to relate to other people. Other people don't have to be like you. Huh? In my other life, I was a Cancer. In this life, I'm a Sagittarius. I'm going to get what my soul wants me to have. See, y'all, you so busy trying to be something and not understanding your destiny and your purpose or why you here. I remember Mr. Mario was talking about, because he's a big saver. I said, listen to him, Mario. He kept trying to encourage me to save more money. I said, Minister Mario, for us to be able to stay in relationship in a harmonious way, you need to understand this about me. I'm going to always save some money, but I'm a spender. If saving money and seeing your numbers give you peace and joy, spending my goddamn money gives me peace and joy. At the end of the day, as long as you got joy, and I got joy, 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 joy. That's what y'all understand. What brings another man or woman joy? Huh? Some people have joy out of sex because they with somebody to hold them. I get joy out of sex because of my performance. I want to know. I don't give a fuck about nothing else. Tell me how did I perform and then give me my praise. I'm a Sagittarius. I don't care if I long dick you. I don't care if I jab that ass. Huh? I don't care how. Tell me the finished product. What is your experience with me? That's all that matters to a Sagittarius. We all get our own joys in different manifestations. And that's what y'all got to respect. Everybody got a right to develop. Everybody got a right to cultivate themselves. But you don't have a right to impose that on other people. I cannot make my oldest be a fire sign. He's not. He's a Cancer. I can't make my middle son be a fire sign. He's a water sign. He's Pisces. The reason I don't have no respect for my baby boy, because he's a Leo. He's my element. You want me to run behind your pussy ass, and you know we fire sign, don't do that. You got to go against your own element to not try to relate and find me relatable. First of all, I already know I got the facts on my side. I'm your daddy and you my son. I took care of your ass. You ain't never took care of my ass. And the mere fact that you don't respect my power and you trying to make somebody else's power greater than mine, and you know as a Leo being the center of the universe, sun sign, that you know we don't play that. So why would you think I'm going to submit my power to appease you? Because you relate to them people. I don't give a goddamn who it is. If you ain't stronger than me, I ain't going to let you win. I'm a fire sign. I wouldn't give a goddamn if it's my mom. I wouldn't give a goddamn if it's my daddy. If I got a greater message than you, might make right. And that's just what it is. But that's what my problem. I understand why they don't relate to me. But I don't understand why your fuck ass don't relate to me. You will find if an Aries or a Leo or another Sagittarius act like they can't get where I'm coming from, oh, y'all full of shit. You mad because I got a greater measure of that fire than you got. Huh? How you don't know? I got an Aries moon. How do you don't get it and relate to me? You got to know when people are not trying to be in a relationship, they're trying to dominate. He talking about he the king. Nigga, how could you be a king if I wasn't a motherfucking king? You want me to respect your crown, but you want to respect mine? This goes into in sessions. There was a me before there was a you. And respect if you had respect for yourself, it would be easy for you to respect me. Just like I can respect my daddy and his daddy. They don't have to do the same things I do. They don't have to be the same thing. I can respect it because I could not manifest on this timeline if it wasn't for my daddy. And he couldn't manifest me on this timeline if it wasn't for his daddy. Mitochondria DNA, motherfucker. Are you really trying to be in a relationship? Is you trying to be in a healthy relationship? Is you really trying to relate? Is you really trying to do conjure? Mysticism? Or you with the bullshit? And sir, ma'am, you with the bullshit? I ain't with it. I'm 52 years old. I don't work too hard. I don't come across too much to let you fuck over me. Waste my time, waste my energy. I'm here to help. I'm here to do my job so I don't have to come back to this fuck ass place. And no offense to the earth plane. But I'm just like Christ gave us the ghost, I will be in the fullness of my glory outside of this. The amount of energy that I cannot access having this body. Because the earth realm is the slowest moving energy. This is why we can have time and all this other stuff. Because it's ruled by Saturn. I respect it. I can relate to it. I'm relatable. But in my infinite glory, I'm fire. Primordial fire. And I like shit done 2 weeks ago. And it ain't gonna change for you and nobody. I know at the end of the month, I'm gonna get my money. And It just irking me. The days getting shorter and shorter, but it ain't here yet. That's the fire. That's the fire sign. And when you understand your energy and frequency, how you gonna be in a relationship? How you gonna be effective in content? I don't care what the tradition is. Respect the energy, y'all. Become relatable, reliable in relationship. And you will have more effective and wholesome manifestation in any relationship, or initiated or non-initiated. I value relationships, but I value how people treat those relationships that I have with them. And they show me the significance. And let me say to you about Pisces. I'm going to tell you something. Pisces people, male or female, you're damaging your connection. Every time you do that escape artist shit and bail out on people and try to come back later because you went over there and tried to assume more responsibility than it was required of you, and now you so goddamn sensitive to everybody else, now you want to bail. Understand your energy, you're injuring that connection you have with people, and that's why people don't trust your ass. Just because you know how to escape don't mean you should. That's what the respect they had for John McCain, because John McCain was connected and he could have left his troops because they would have set him free, and he stayed there to be tortured with his men that they were shot. When you bail out on everybody, you bail out on people in the midst of a battle, in the midst of hardship, in the midst of adversity or affliction, you damn skip it. They ain't gonna trust you no more. And they still gonna love you. Respect your connection. And just because you got it, I could abandon a lot of things. My grandmother could have saved herself. But she took that power that she had, she dispersed that, some of that in me, and then she did her work to protect her children. You know why? No matter what she did, you know what everybody that say that read her spirit, this woman's about her children. Her intention, whatever she did, right or wrong, was being a mother to her children. And goddamn it, if she gonna get up for anybody, it's gonna be her children. Or anything that she call her children, because she call her grandchildren her children. She a Sagittarius. You can't move her spirit unless you incorporate her children. And that, my sir and my man, as a fire sign, I got to respect that. I don't give a goddamn what she did on earth. It was about her children. And she like that in life, and she was like that in death. One thing you gonna know about me, my intentions are sure and they are pure. I don't give a damn what you don't like about me. I ain't you, and I ain't trying to be you. But my intention is what it is. It's been tried, it's been proven, and it's been purified. You get there one day, that your intentions are pure. Your motives are pure. Your connections are pure. Your intention on why you help and support people are good and for the benefit of them and not yourself. Other than that, don't come for me. Don't come for me. Don't come for me. That's why you don't have to worry about it. My mama ain't sitting there worried about it because I'm accruing all this power and connection that she afraid for her life. Because she whooped my ass when I was a child. Because I don't see the world the way she see it. Now that I got the power, I'm gonna kick foot in my mama's ass. Some of y'all got more issues mentally than you even think. None of my power crave makes me disrespect my uncles and aunties. I'm trying to figure out why you think power gives you the right to be dishonor and disrespect people. Not one member can say that I walk in their house because I got the power that I'm disrespectful. I don't. My sister, when I go to my sister's house, I only go far. Wherever she at, that's where I sit my ass down. Power don't make you be disrespectful. Power don't make you be dishonorable. Power don't make you cross people boundaries where you know that that's their boundary. Power don't make you tell secrets that don't belong to you. You's a fucked up as person. It ain't power. You was a weak ass man or weak ass woman, and you want power to, in your mind, turn the tides, and you still weak. You a weak ass person with power. You're a weak ass person with resources. You're a weak ass person with connection. You're a weak ass person with intellect. And I'ma always be able to bring your pussy ass down. Peace out, everybody.